If you clicked on this video, there's a good chance that you already know that body weight plays a big role in your stroke recovery and on general health outcomes. But if you didn't know, there are many studies that show carrying extra weight dramatically increases your risk of secondary stroke, as well as certain medical conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, certain cancers, and dementia. Body weight is also a proven predictor of life expectancy and health quality. Long story short, maintaining a healthy weight is one of the best things that you can do for your health, especially after a stroke. That said, I know that losing weight is not an easy thing to do. So today I'm gonna share with you 8 simple but effective weight loss tips to help you on your weight loss journey. Number 1, calories in, calories out. I know that there is some controversy around this idea, but mechanistically, it's true. In order to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. Specifically, it takes a caloric deficit of 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound. So how many calories that you consume and how many you burn matter. However, the calories that you consume sort of matter more if we're specifically talking about weight loss and not overall health, because exercise is very important for that. It's much easier to overeat than it is to burn calories. For example, I burn around 150 to 190 calories during a 30-minute elliptical session. That's around 18 tortilla chips, 7 walnut halves, or half of an avocado. You can quickly undo any calories burned with a small handful of walnuts, which is why it's so important to be mindful of what you're eating. So even if you can't move well after your stroke, don't think that exercise is the only way that you can lose weight. On the contrary, what you eat plays a huge role. Number 2, use a smaller plate. Often when we're overweight or obese, we're simply eating too much food. Portion control is really important, and it's something that you can work on even if you don't know how to cook. Using a smaller plate is actually a psychological trick. Check out this diagram. Which of these black circles looks bigger? This one, right? But in actuality, these 2 black circles are the exact same size. And in real life, look at the same meal on a large dinner plate and on a smaller plate. Our brain perceives more food on the smaller plate, even though there isn't. So when we fill up our smaller plate, our brain thinks, we have a lot of food here. And when we're done, we're more likely to feel satiated and satisfied with the amount of food that we ate. Number 3, don't drink your calories. This is one of the worst places that you can get your calories from, your drinks. And this is because most of the things we drink aren't nutritionally dense. They're just calorie dense, meaning they have a lot of calories, but not a lot of nutritional value. Think of iced coffee with cream, sugar, syrup, regular sodas with sugar or high fructose corn syrup, or even juices with added sugar. But here's the thing, it doesn't mean that you have to chug water all day, especially if you don't really like to drink water. You can opt for things like sparkling water, black coffee, tea sweetened with non-nutritive or natural sweeteners that are low calorie or no calorie, and even packets like True Lemon, which have around 10 calories and only 1 gram of sugar. Number 4, reduce ultra-processed foods in your diet. In the same way that many of our drinks are calorie dense but not nutritionally dense, ultra-processed foods are the same way. They're full of chemicals and ingredients that are designed by food scientists to make it almost impossible to stop eating them. It's why you pick up a bag of chips and before you know it, you've eaten the whole bag. Or why you can eat an entire sleeve of Oreos but not actually feel full afterwards. These foods are designed to be hyper-palatable, meaning they trigger our brain's reward system. So the more of those foods that we eat, the happier we feel and the less likely we are to stop eating those foods. They're typically high in fats, added sugars, sodium, and refined carbohydrates. So try to stay away from prepackaged, highly processed foods most of the time and aim to get more whole foods in your diet. Number 5, plan your meals and meal prep. While planning your meals and your grocery list takes more time on the front end, it reduces decision fatigue and stress during your week. Decision fatigue is the mental capacity that we have for making decisions, which we do consciously and subconsciously throughout each day. For example, when we think, what outfit will I wear? What should I eat for breakfast? Should I go ahead and go to the post office? And should I start on this task or that task? By the end of the day, our brains are so worn out, and more so if you're post-stroke or experience neurofatigue. And you're more likely to make bad food decisions when you're tired and fatigued. However, if you have planned your meals, you've grocery shopped for those ingredients, and potentially even meal prepped, you remove a lot of the boundaries to eating a healthy meal. Instead of stopping for fast food on the way home, you can say, oh yeah, I've got that chicken and rice dish that's in the kitchen, in the fridge, and it's ready to be warmed up as soon as I get home. It'll probably take just as long as it would to go through a drive-thru. It'll be less expensive, and it's definitely healthier for me. Number 6, move more. Now, I recognize that this can be a challenging issue after a stroke, especially if you deal with one-sided weakness, balance issues, vision issues, or maybe you use a wheelchair. But there are still ways that you can remain physically active even if you experience some of these issues. For example, you can do seated chair exercises if you use a wheelchair or if you have balance issues. And I actually have lots of workouts like this that you can find on my upper body and lower body workouts playlists. If you have little to no movement on one side of your body, you can actually move your unaffected side to get gains on the affected side. This is through a phenomenon called cross-education, which I also have a video about here. But also recognize that while exercise can definitely help with weight loss, what you eat is going to be the biggest role. However, moving more is incredibly important for our overall health as well as secondary stroke prevention, and we cannot discount that. Number 7, make sure that you're eating enough protein. Getting enough protein is really important to ensure that you're able to maintain and build muscle. It's especially important if you're trying to regain muscle mass that you lost after your stroke. It also helps to keep you fuller longer. But how much is enough protein? Well, the recommended dietary allowance is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. However, when you hit 40 or 50, you want to increase that to around 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. This helps to combat sarcopenia, which is the natural loss of skeletal muscle as we age. Now, of course, if you are very physically active, you lift weights, you need to be aiming for even more than that. Talk with your doctor or dietitian to get a proper breakdown of protein and other nutrients that are appropriate for your specific situation and lifestyle. Number 8. Don't give up if you fall off the wagon. Let's say that you had a weekend of get-togethers, or maybe it's the holiday season, and maybe you didn't eat as well as you wanted to. There were lots of desserts and casseroles and you couldn't help yourself. You may feel like crap the next day and say, I am not gonna work out today. And guess what? That's okay. It's all right to take a day off. It's okay to have a few days where you didn't eat optimally. But the reset is where the magic happens, and it's what makes it a lifestyle and not a diet. You can still eat bad foods that you enjoy or take a day off from working out. Just don't eat those bad foods for a week straight or take a month off from your workouts. It's okay to ease your way back in because some exercise is better than none at all, and one healthy meal is better than takeout. If you liked this video, you will probably like my video on 12 tips to prevent a secondary stroke. And please leave me a comment and let me know, do you like these videos about food? Would you like to see me go to different grocery stores to show you what to shop for? And if you like what we're doing, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and click that join button down below to learn more about a channel membership to Post-Stroke. If you'd like other ways to support us, you can either make one-time donations via snail mail or PayPal, you can become a Patreon member, or you can click down below in the YouTube bar and give us a super thanks. A huge thank you to all of the donors who make videos like this possible, with a special thank you to Heather G, Ryan D, and Modus Nova in our Empowerer tier on Patreon. We cannot do what we do without you all. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.